Hey everyone. The timing of this video for me is whilst I have my toast, because it just keeps flowing, but I want to eat at the same time, so I figure it's okay to do both. So I've got Matthias in my field as usual because he plays mind games, so he's busy with his mind again, sending his energy around me to try and do the sex thing. And it just doesn't work because you need to use heart. You need to use consideration of the person. These are adult things. These are things you cannot skip. This is why adults find themselves in healthy relationships or not. Because some would say in this day and age it's hard to meet someone who will actually hold a consideration space for them, because the person they may want to connect with doesn't have the experience and seeing the benefit of that. They're holding too much space for themselves, which is a lot of the time illusion mindsets, right? It's energy they've got going on in their space that says, it might be a complete unconscious, like they don't even think, they don't even know to hold space for this person now. It's not all about you. Like, actually wind back all your enforcing or pushing out who you are intent, because you're not actually sharing from your an educated mindset. You're imposing how life should be for you. Okay, anyone can do that. We can all throw out illusions and want this and want that, right? But it's on an egoic level. It needs to be healthy communication is, okay, it's my turn to speak, and I'm not going to like push out of my energy field this inner workings of mind that says, if I don't get enough attention, then I can't be with this person. If I don't have them treat me a certain way, illusion, right? It's this dominating, I have to be, and it verges on like arrogant entitlement persona and complete arrogant ignorance of anything in front of them, because all they know is their energy field is full of the illusions of who they have come to be, whether it's built on heart experiential information or not. They'll still puff up this illusionary attitude and space towards you because they want you to meet it and fill it. Now, you can't do that to another being. All right? So it has to be, wind this shit down, okay? It's a bit too much. Drop it and shh. Okay? Too much of you. It's, if you can do the quiet and the dropping of who you think you should be held up as and known for, and be like held in this space the whole time, you're not going to hear that person. No one is going to want to drain themselves to keep feeding into this persona. Healthy relation is a balance of your chakras. It is not, my mind has let me think all these things and now I make sure the world does them. Yeah, your mind needs to hush down a little on a couch beside you, and you need to sit like a conscientious little student for a bit and pay attention to someone else. Which is me, to do with me and Matthias. Which is me. He needs to just, I've asked him to just sit and us be. Just sit. Just sit down, just be, okay? Because in that space, there is no, not with me, I'll teach you balance. I'm not teaching you my rigid system. I'll teach you balance. So if you've got an overbearing, personic, like persona, ego, or you've been known by this and you're known by that, not all of those things are going to be upkeep in a person-to-person, human being, ordinary, which is not ordinary is required. There's gifts in ordinary, and this is what I'm talking about. This is balance. You can't just be this extraordinary persona and not be like a average Joe at some stage. At home with someone has to keep you grounded as the human being. Okay? But I say it like that because this is something that they just won't consider unless they see a benefit of this person in their life. Which with Matthias, it's been hardly ever, because he just couldn't see a benefit of someone who's not going to upkeep this thing he's got going on. All right? I don't need to. No one needs to fucking keep upkeep of who the fuck you are in the world. Okay, be careful not to latch on to your titles as entitlement. So you sit in front of me, you'll learn through our interaction balancing. Okay? Because you can't keep putting out, I want, I am, I want your attention, I want your attention. You have to be the attention. Okay? What does that leave me? So no human being should do that. And this is what some pompous asses do to other people. And they're blindly at the forehead continuing this. It's their own uneducated mind that your consciousness, you're even down to the design of what you learn in each of the chakras, you hold space for others. So unblock your freaking ears at your head because it's too fucking busy with yourself. And shut the hell up so that you can have this space held to know yourself in consideration at the heart chakra of another being. Absolute fucking necessity. I'm sure we'd all agree. So people who are in that situation that are doing that, they've most likely, like he has, lived lifestyles where someone hasn't, he's found his way in life via the attention of perhaps certain things, certain titles, whatever, but not through authentic anchor your ass in everyday life as well. You still go to the bathroom like everyone else. So anchor yourself in a grounded, humbled, everyday person as well, so that your titles don't take over your head. Because the heart must lead. Like, it must lead. We can use the mind for many things, but if you forget the heart, you're fucked. Right? You will hit brick walls. You know, if you're consciously not using your heart with some people and only with others, you're not a balanced, like, healthy individual. We all do it at one time or another. It's whether you adopt it as though it's okay to do it and it becomes like a belief or a life or a pattern. There is so much I've got to offer in any discussion of this, because, you know, underneath everything that goes on in life, there really is common sense basis that leads us back to the lessons of our chakra consciousness, the levels of them, the lessons of each one. There really is just a foundational sense, like a common kind of sense, you could call it. I don't know how else, guides, how else would you call just like a basis of foundation is not difficult to understand, but people block it out because it's not of their comprehension. Like, oh yeah. They don't really hear you. But it's just because in life's experience, it's probably been too airy in other areas and not a landing in this consciousness, you know, humbling, because that's basis or common sense or, you know, foundational awareness hasn't been like a strengthening alignment in that process. And it all comes from what we try to avoid a lot of the time, the ordinary parts of life. Oh my God, that's bringing up to the surface how I experienced that. Like, we don't actually, there's parts of us in our life when we haven't got the things we want and we wonder why, right? But we don't look to, how about you just take care of yourself a bit more, have a little bit more home time, the ordinary, and start to appreciate just the fact that you're here. And this is where the single-minded kind of Buddhism focus comes into it, where your attention is all just in doing something because you're just focused on that for the moment. Okay, the person learns to be present with it, and you take it, the ordinary, to a little deeper level with your interaction with it, right? There's always something to learn of yourself there, which is not glamorous or everyone must know this about me. It's the inner building of who you are. So we do, but we also don't take time in like appreciating this. Like when someone, not a lot of us wash the dishes anymore, like we'll do bits and pieces, but dishwashers seem to be, I mean, in our first worlds, but you know, others are like scraping by trying to find some water to clean things. But which is why I think they can they can tend to seem more inner world contentment because they haven't been polluted by having everything they need and unappreciative of it. So it's like when you're washing the dishes, say, and you just stare out the window. Then you start to feel the warm water on your hands and you think, all of life just kind of happens for me. I just turn on the tap, feel this lovely warmth. Look at the lovely day outside, my kitchen, my lovely kitchen window. You know, that's present right there. That's interior world, your interior dialogue. And in that space is how, you know, like a meditative present space. You can do that anytime, right? You really can. No matter how busy you are, you can make excuses that you can't do it, but you can. And it's important, that interior work. Which is like I said about the poorer communities of the world, destitute, impoverished conditions and communities of the world. They do that kind of thing because they're not rushing anywhere to, like, you know, they're sort of held in place in a way through poverty or whatever. So, you know, systems keeping things a certain way, making things hard, lack of lots of things. They will go to places in themselves of presence. So, you know, right there you can see the imbalance of presence. Ask yourself how often you actually meet with your own energy space. And are you too distracted with the material world? And then, you know, well, like I just did, went to like a impoverished visual and how they can just like got nature around them, and or it's not always that case, obviously. It can be like families and tight communities with hardly anything, and you just got noise going on and you're trying to feed the kids and something's wrong with the electricity and then another child is sick or something. So it's not all the time that it's those kind of communities that can find presence, and it becomes more suffering. And this is another part of the imbalance of the heart chakra, because they're also held in systems and find personal struggle to live. So there is imbalance in the world because there's imbalance in us. So if we want to bring balance in the world anywhere, we had better start at home in our own chests. Like our own energy field. When you think of the heart, don't just think, oh, how much I have to give. No, it's, you have to settle into an appreciation of life to know that lightheartedly, whatever you can give is good for this heart chakra consciousness in you. That it's a complete 3D to 5D, lighter, living, felt, experiential. It's real. The more you give this consciousness inner appreciation in presence, the more you feel yourself. So on a superficial level in the 3D world, we've been living like, oh, well, if I give to those, then, you know, they just want to take from me. I couldn't do that to my base chakra world. And so the mind has this idiot narrative, and not much else goes into that. That's it. That's where it stayed. But it's the taking care of the actual being of yourself that you're doing. And you can maintain this balance. You don't have to go right down to fear and say, they'll take from me, and, you know, this kind of story. Because no one's in control of what you give when you give it. You are. So lighten the fuck up. It's like, I know this energy. That's why I'm talking to it. It's like, could you not walk around like a pompous clown or crown and think that others are taking from you to all different intensal levels, okay? It's just something to learn through. It really is, because sometimes we don't find giving easy. And giving can normally come with, if I give too much, people will want to take more. So this is your own strength to grow through, lightheartedly standing up for yourself, so that you know your healthy boundaries of, I am a loving citizen, loving community member, loving citizen of the world that grows with this design I am. I give of my heart because I know it enriches. I enrich my life through presence. I give of this present strength I find. However, whichever form feels natural at the time, because there's so much we can give love to, or money to, or our assistance, our time to, or our thoughts to in action, right? So we keep this all in like healthy balance. You still got to come home, do the heartfelt stuff for yourself, take care of your physical form, take care of your own things going on in your life. But it's when that becomes like, my heart is the dominant one and I should have it all. That's to the extent I have experienced. That's when you got to pop a hole in the inflation of that and, okay, patch it up a little and strengthen just from a place of, I've got enough. I've got enough. I've got my health. I've got enough, right? And when you appreciate that you've got enough, you can feel free enough. This is the education of the heart chakra. This is not someone telling you, go out and give to charities because you don't. No, This is, if you want to grow as a human being, you're going to have to exercise the heart chakra. So find appreciation in the quiet of who you are without the materials. This is the solar plexus inner world strengthening. This is your enrichment. And from this, right, your vibrational being is how you use your mind in support of it, enriching your life in presence, offering this presence. And offering this presence could mean, well, I've got enough to help you do that. All right. And then you have this lovely heartfelt interaction, growth. Something else is being helped by your heart. You're going to energetically be helped at your heart. This is intelligence for the upper realm of who we truly are. This is a different way of viewing life, feeling life, but it is us. A lot of the people in the densification of, I've got so much, I'm going to keep it. I need all the attention. I blah, blah, blah. You will give me what I need to shut the fuck up. Anyway, but that's just my experience. They do need to shut the fuck up. Because they don't evolve themselves. Okay? They got a lot more to offer the world. And so Trumpet, American president at the moment, is the biggest example of this. Okay? He will take care of himself, the physical, the appearance through the world, all of this before he actually shuts the fuck up and gets a more common sense, heartfelt, lighter rising of this common sense to give to the world, where there's intelligence met by other hearts strengthening as well. This is intelligence up here, but we don't get through this heart space. It is one of the hardest consciousness to break ground because we're so enthralled and stimulus driven. So sharing or taking the time to actually truly care. So this is what we can say is like masculine natured dominance. And then there's this heart, air, expanse, intelligence of who we really are. We can make choices to break this ground and have more of a lighter love of all different fibers in the weave. So it's not just, we've got to take away from thinking that the word love is just love of like purity or love of like looking at the sensitive perfection of something going on, just like, just love. No, it's showing up for someone unexpectedly when you can see they're having a hard time. That's love. Like anything, someone's on the street struggling over something, or you can see that they're starving, hungry, and so you go to the hot dog stand and you go and offer them the hot dog. That's love. Because, it cost you, I don't know, $5 or something, but you went there, you'd seen them, you care, you went there. You gave it, you will have an exchange of love there. I remember when I was in London, and I didn't have a lot of money myself back in 2017. I had enough, I was fine. And for vegetarians, there's not always like, the pastries aren't like either too spicy or something, you know, like the savory pastries. Anyway, so I'd had half of this pastry, and I saw this, what seemed to be a homeless guy. I wasn't sure. He looked like he'd been struggling. And we made eye contact as I passed, and I didn't feel like this pastry. So I said, hey, how you going? Like, I'm just wondering, I've half eaten this pastry, but I don't really want to throw it away. Would you like it? And my God, I felt the love. Wow, someone considered me, because he wasn't sitting there holding out his hand or anything. And so, you know, it's something simple like this where I had to actually cross a little boundary in myself. Like, would I want someone to offer me a half-eaten pastry? You know, would he even want it? Is he homeless? Blah, blah, blah. But the eye contact, my feeling resonance, I trusted, I spoke, there was a love interaction. It wasn't of any other nature of love, but a giving and a energetic receiving. I felt so happy after that. You know, so I crossed into courage and love, where I could have just walked by and chucked it in the bin and no interaction, nothing good put out into the field really, but, you know, my little bit of a complaint that, oh, there's more spice in another vegetarian pastry roll thing. They seem to think vegetarians, I don't know, it must be a nutrition thing, add this extra, like, Indian flavoring. I mean, a tiny bit's good, but you don't have to, like, just add more vegetables or something. Anyway, that's an example of it doesn't cost too much, and you do cross boundaries in yourself to break new ground, and it emphasizes you. Like, I remember that from 2017. It just came to me just then. And there's others that pop up in my mind all the time of other different interactions that you got to put yourself out there at the heart level. It's part of your evolution and this evolution on the planet. So becoming more of ourselves in the quiet presence of ordinary everyday life to strengthen that inner world. It is our consciousness to evolve this. And this is how we receive back. It's not a payment thing, essentially. It's a give what you can, even a smile, or carrying a bag for an old lady, or letting someone ahead of you in the taxi line or something, or anything at all. If you get the inclination at your gut, your solar plexus, let yourself rise into the expression of it. You know, not always will it be that follow-through instance, but it is a learning that I did feel like I could give them, but I can't because of, you know. Just notice that you got the giving instinct, where they might have ended up sorting it out themselves, but you got that giving instinct. Yeah, that's your heart coming online. And so approximately at the moment on Earth, our chakra consciousness, each level is like a 7 to 8 year building block. So the first, the second, the third, the heart chakra is from like age, you know, in your 20s, 24 approximately. This is going to want to come online more if it hasn't already. How you give to the world from who you have learnt in life yourself to be. This needs to be an alignment flow with heaven and earth. Because if we're off to the side for too long and out of this consciousness alignment, we're not going to be getting from the world ourselves, because you can't change this design of us. And so the more we learn it, the more it becomes like a different way of life as one whole conscious wholeness lifestyle. Yeah, so we just absolutely have to have consideration at the chest level. From my experience, I've learned it even more so. That when you don't get it, but the world wants to take from you, they're not entitled to the take. That you also need to be considered as well. And you know who you are and the consideration level you're at. It doesn't cost the world anything to be kind at the heart. Like, it's not going to take from anyone to be kind at the heart. And you've got to have a level mentality of, I can give and I'll receive, and I practice these things, and I keep myself in check of the balance of it. So there is never any need for some kind of greed, restricted, barrier, forced, entitled kind of, you don't need to support any of that. Okay, because if that's where anyone has chosen to be, they're not going to meet you at your experienced, lived, healthy heart, foundational. You can't live without rise in your own alignment, day or night. That's the only way they can come into your house, into your space. This is your house. This is your field. This is what you stand for. You've lived it. You know its benefit. If they can't see the benefit of kindness, then you just keep living your kindness. All right? You don't have to give to people who don't give. That's their own vibrational receipt of what they're giving. Everyone has to do this. No one is outside of it. So if you become a pompous arsehole, check in with yourself and remember to chill your mind out, relax, get ordinary, which is called just humble human, and you still won't miss out, right, on grounded, becoming more of yourself. That's the true abundance. There's no need to battle with humans and being greedy or pompous or forceful or entitled. There really is no need. It's an illusion, upkeep. So it needs draining sometimes in life, and people only learn when they don't get your kind energy on them because they're just not given any. That's the way it is. It is the way it is. That's law. Energetic, universal law. You'll get back what you give. Energy-wise. Not these pompous, superficial ideas. Well, I'm giving out sex vibes. I should get sex back. No. I'm giving out I'm so popular vibes. I should get all your attention. No. That's superficial world shit. Intimacy, takes heart and presence. You got heart and presence because you ain't giving it. And I don't care how many people you know. It's how you treat me. You know, this kind of thing. So it's important to stand by and stand up for yourself for these kindness values everyone should evolve through. They're not should evolve through like I'm telling people what to do. This is who we are. So if you don't use it, I don't have to be around you. And that's the way it is. Don't, Matthias, try and push into my field as a ghost and say, I'll be kindness as a ghost in your field. Yeah, and as soon as you get in my field and my kindness, you turn into anything you want to turn into. Rough, abrupt, sexualizing constantly, cruelty. So, F off. The ghost, pompous arrogance don't fucking work. What does work, people? I harp on about it all the time of the humble reality. What does work? Well, for one, not a pompous, arrogant ghost full of cruelty, goes into the unconscious of violent actions anytime he wants. Yet that shit's gotta die. The person's got to get back into alignment of acting from the gut, heart intent toward another. And not have this auto fucking pilot that says, I am. What's that? I didn't hear you, person. Because I don't really want to. Until you're at the level of giving me everything you've got. But then even when they get, there's still a pompous ass. Like there's just no fucking end to it until the person evolves through their fucking heart in action. Okay, so this is what I try and get through to this energy. I've known it for frickin' ages, and he still persists in, I'm right in doing this. You're not. There's nothing right about being a idiot, pompous, insecure ghost asshole that wants attention without even giving his own fucking presence. Like you are fucking air, mate. You give nothing of even the minimal nothing. There's something wrong with your mind space. You're not entitled to have anything from this beautiful human being, Teresa. There is nothing of a romantic fucking nature. You put out your persona you want and you wait to reel in and jump into my field and do what the fuck you want. There needs to be feet on the ground, grounded, heart, perspective. 4th year, 1st year maximum, you could have done your little sexual boy thing in the world and had a little fun. Getting your pompous ass into alignment that you can't just be like, I'm all that. I control everything, don't you know, Teresa? Yeah, no. My heart is way more educated in higher alignment. Like it's a lived experience, as if there's anything else that I'm going to live. And I think I'm done. And we just got to the 44 minute Sweet. That's good for me. I feel like there's something else just as I said that. The guides have got something. That you can stand by this love, light, law, education within yourself and live very happy existences. We just need to keep ourselves in checks and balances. With true feet on the ground, heart-led leadership. There is no other way forward. It's a completely different lifestyle. Like, I'm not saying lifestyle as in choosing a particular look of a lifestyle. It's a heartfelt uprising lifestyle. So we're on the right track, we're on the right path. It's just whether people actually fall into alignment themselves and not be violent hidden cunts like Matthias De Stefano is being right now. He's fucking horrible natured. He's trying to push into my field on this side now by working at the back of my skull in this area now. So like cold crap embodiment, whilst having tried to set something up on this side to hold it in place, whilst I'm looking at the camera. And as you can see, my eyes, they're kind of like, I can see clear, but there is a slight, you know, glaze, you could call it. And this is what I've seen in others when he uses others in the field to say things to me. So, you know, we can't do this puppeteering shit, like, anymore. And distance doesn't work for anything. And if you got half a brain, you wouldn't do anything in separation, as though you're a pompous arsehole that should be in charge of anything at all in the world. Because the truth is, what I've just harped on about for the last 48 minutes. And by no means is it like a egoic serving. It's a harp as in light, alignment, harmony. It is using my expression to express the harmonics of a heartfelt, predominantly existence. So as this hour comes to a close, since it has gone on to that point, you can't talk to someone who's so involved in themselves and doesn't and only wants to be right about the pomposity, right? But I keep bringing it to us in practicality that it's not a bad thing when you start operating with the heart. It's not a, oh, that just seems like airy-fairy love in the air. No, it's every single person's design. Otherwise your soul and like your body, soul, wouldn't be here connecting with anything in this world. So you can dance around avoiding the heart as much as you want and act like a twat, or you can drop the twat and get light, focused, practical. So I know this deaf idiot won't do that because he thinks that he's going to be an idiot in my field and get something. So here we are, yet another frickin' day where I say the simplicity of life itself is when you're giving, and he can't even start with his fucking human. So there's really no getting through to him. So good luck with the heavens trying to drop in some kind of, I should let go of annoying this woman's field in such discomfort like a pompous, pushy fucking asshole. 'Cause it ain't romantic. It ain't anything. It's fucking air of a pompous nature, pushy asshole. I know, because I take breaths and relax in my day, and his focus goes straight to me, sex. He just like wants so much from you, but doesn't give anything. You should be happy with my popularity on screen traveling around. That's not fulfilling for me. Like in the first 3 months, he couldn't be clear with me as to when he'd be looking me in the eyeballs, speaking to me with his presence as a human. Oh no, not my presence, it's too expensive. And you are going to want it, and give me all that you've got. While you do what exactly with your heart and body toward me? I should be so lucky for your air penis and your pomposity trying to make me uncomfortable? Wake the fuck up, you immature CUNT. And that's where it's at. I don't want what you're doing. It's not going to change for who you think your title is in the fucking world. You're going to have to land as just a normal fucking human being. Because you are one. Too much fucking air in your head and your bubble of a lifestyle balloon that you don't have to land that basket on the ground, hop out and sit down. From up here, you will give me everything, human. Enjoy your balloon ride. There's too much air in your head. Land, idiot. I'm not feeding it. So when this video ends, he's still gonna be like in my field doing this shit. There's nothing of a romantic nature to it. Like as in a caring, oh, you know, you're so nice to me and we have great times together. No, there's nothing at all human to it. The idiot just thinks robotically, like artificial intelligence, that he's got a phone in his fucking hand, and if he can do something from a distance and hit a fucking button, she's gonna fucking dance. That's it. It's cold-hearted fucking crap communication, and you ain't getting my heart doing anything with this body. Dumb cunt. And on the 55th minute, it felt like we were done. But yet again, it's not time to hit stop. I just know when it is, you know. I do think it will be just before the 60th minute. Because this is coming to a finish. It feels like, nearly like it's my own therapy for my freaking chest. To actually speak the meaning into existence. That we use such docilic natures when we're so enthralled with just the atmosphere, just like working in the system, just keeping everything normal. You know, so the waking up is that we have more inside to give each other, the world, the system, so that system isn't a negative connotation of existence. That system is actually our whole selves coming online. We work in this whole big, beautiful system of life. That it all becomes one. That we actually are conscious when we are not working with it. And that will be a beautiful place, because our interior leave me alone, Matthias, freaking idiot. See, when someone doesn't act on their heart, when they keep delaying it, they do such horrible things because they keep telling themselves, I don't know any different. That's because you're not doing what you're asked to do, which is going to bring your heart into action. You are being slapped into fucking place day by day to bring your heart into action. And you're just holding back saying, no, I'm right by not doing that. And you're not. No one is. It's the design. And so when you're in alignment with the design, no human can come along and say, my inexperience or my mindset or who I am and what I have rules over this alignment thing you say. You just can't. You need to get into heartfelt experience to know that you don't give up this whole living field of life for what? Someone who can't even be fucking present in physical form. Someone who entangles in your hair and knots shit and does all stupid shit all the time. You think I'm going to give up this field of